Jungkook POV. As I walk back into the room, I find Ryan curled up on the cold, hard floor, fast asleep. My frustrations bubble up again. So my wife decided to sleep after blowing up my entire day. Wow, Ryan, what a supportive wife, I mutter under my breath. But then she lets out a soft whimper, clearly shivering. It's winter and the thin rug she's on does nothing to shield her from the biting cold. I sigh, the sight of her helpless figure melting my anger just a little. Silly girl, I say, shaking my head as I move closer. Despite everything, I can't bear to see her suffer. Not like this. Carefully, I bend down and lift her into my arms. Her body feels so light, so fragile. I glance at her face as she unconsciously nuzzled closer to my chest. Jungkook, never thought you would be the one to trick me like this, Ryan. I murmur, though my voice holds more pain than anger now. I lay her gently on the bed, pulling the blanket over her to keep her warm. Sitting beside her, I watch her face, her soft features framed by loose strands of hair, make her look so innocent as if she doesn't hold the power to make my world crumble. You have no idea how hard it was to stop myself from lashing out at you. I admit quietly, brushing a stray tear from her cheek. You gave me a hard time today, Ryan. A really hard time. I tap her cheek lightly before laying down on the other side of the bed. The blanket carries a faint, unpleasant smell, likely from the cheap detergent of this one-star hotel. Grimacing, I push it towards her side. Cheap, I mutter in disgust, staring at the ceiling. As I close my eyes, the events of the previous night flood my mind. Resting my hand over my forehead, I replay the memory. Last night, we were tangled together under the covers, our bodies still bare from the intimacy we just shared. Wine shifted closer to me, her cheeks flushed as she hides her face in my chest. So I teased, wrapping an arm around her. Is my needy wife satisfied now? Her soft nod and shy giggle make me chuckle. Let me sleep now, I say, feeling exhaustion finally take her over. But she lifts her head, pouting, no. I frown, why not? Do you want to go further? Her face turns crimson as she quickly shakes her head. No, I just want to wait until midnight so I can wish you. I groan dramatically, pulling her closer. Wish me tomorrow, I'm not tired. Let me sleep. Please, Jungkook, she flirts, her eyes sparkling. This is the first time I get to wish you at midnight, please. I sigh, glancing at the clock. There are still 20 minutes. What are we going to do until then? A second. I smirk, watching her squirm in embarrassment. You just said you were tired, she protests, smacking on my chest slightly. I grin, I still have enough energy to give you a good time. Her blush deepens. No, I'm tired, let's just talk. Okay, I say, giving in. What does my wife want to talk about? She hesitates for a moment before asking, what do you think about kids? Do you like them? Her question catches me off guard. Do you want kids? She shakes her head quickly. No, I'm just curious. I smile. Yes, I like kids. I do want them in the future. But there is no rush. You're just 21. I don't want to put that burden on you yet. Let's enjoy our married life for now without thinking about kids. How many kids do you want? She asked, her voice soft. I paused, thinking. I have never given it much thought, but five sounds like a good number. Her eyes widen. Five? That's a lot. I chuckle. I'm rich. We don't have to worry about the future. But think about me, Jungkook, she exclaims, pouting. Do you think my little body can handle that much pain? Fine, I say, grinning. Two from you, one through surrogacy, and we can adopt two more. Her jaw drops. And you said you haven't thought about it before. I laugh. I always wanted to adopt one. Giving two kids a better life has been a dream of mine. But don't worry, I won't force you. I know it's hard to love other kids as much as your own. She smiles softly. I'll try, Jungkook. I'll try to give them the same love. I reach out to brush a strand of hair from her face. I know you will. The clock strikes midnight and she beams. Happy birthday, Jungkook. I smile at her. 20 minutes flew by fast. Where's my gift, by the way? She grins mischievously. It's a surprise. You will get to know tomorrow. What is it? I ask, curiosity bubbling. I told you it's a surprise. She laughs. I sigh. Fine, I will wait. We share a soft kiss before settling into each other arms finally. Present. Back in the dim hotel room, I open my eyes and stare at the ceiling. 5 kids, I mutter bitterly. I can't even give you a good life, fine. What a beautiful surprise. What a wonderful birthday. I let out. Next morning, we wake up early, careful not to make a sound. Jungkook is still sleeping, as his face calm and peaceful, a stark contrast to the tension both of you have been drowning. You quietly take a sharp dress and tiptoe toward the door, determined not to disturb him. Just as you reach for the doorknob, his cold, sharp voice slices through the silence, freezing you in place. Where do you think you are going? You gulp and slowly turn around, your heart hammering in your chest. His dark eyes are open now, watching you like a hawk. Home, you stammer, avoiding his piercing gaze. Jungkook sits up, his expression at which home are you talking about, Ryan? Because as far as I remember, we are homeless. And guess who's responsible for that? His voice drips with sarcasm, each word a dagger to your already wounded heart. No, we have a home, you mumble, your voice trembling. Please, Jungkook, let me go. I need to talk to my mom. I hope she will understand. You're not going anywhere, he interrupts firmly, his tone colder than before. You step closer, your voice breaking. Please, Jungkook, I just need. Can't you understand at once, please? He snaps, his voice rising. You're not going anywhere, Vine. I'm already so angry with you. Don't add fuel to the fire. It won't end well for either of us, trust me. His words hits like a wall, and you slowly nod, backing away from the door. You sit down on the edge of the bed, tears swinging your eyes. Jungkook sighs heavily and gets up, heading to the bathroom. You sit there quietly, not daring to speak. When he emerges, he's dressed and focused, his sharp movements making it clear he is still upset. You want to ask him where he's going, but your thought feels tight. You fate hoping he'll tell you by himself. I am going to fix the problem you caused, he says, his tone cutting. His words stinge, but you know you deserve it. Before leaving, he glances at you. Your breakfast will be sent up. Don't even think about stepping out of this room. You nod quickly, but isn't satisfied. I need words, Wine, he demands. Yes, you whisper, your voice barely audible. Jungkook tightens his tie, then moves to the door but pauses. He turns back, walking toward you. Seeing your tear streaked face, his jaw tightens. And don't skip your meal, he says, his voice softer but still firm. You're already so tiny, understand? Your tears fall freely as you sob. I'm sorry, Jungkook, please forgive me. He stares at you for a moment, his expression unreadable. We'll talk about it when I'm back. For now, wipe your tears and rest your. You have got nothing else to do. With that, he turns and leaves the door clicking shut behind him. You sit there in silence, tears streaming down your face, unsure whether were out of care or sarcasm. The day passes painfully slowly, each second feeling like an eternity. You spend the day sitting on the bed waiting for Jungkook to return with nothing else to do. You cry quietly, your emotions swirling in a mix of guilt, regret, and helplessness. Despite the tears, you force yourself to eat, remembering his stern warning from earlier. You know skipping meals would only anger him further. And you cannot handle that on the top of everything else. As the hours drag on, the sound of the doorknob clicking jolts you out of your thoughts. You leap off the bed, wiping your tear-streaked face in a hurry. Jungkook, you call out softly as he steps inside, his shoulders slumped as his moment. He doesn't respond immediately. Walking directly to the bed and sitting down, he leans forward to take off his shoes, and you approach him hesitantly, your heart aching at how exhausted he looks. Jungkook, what happened? Did you find any solution? You ask timidly, unsure he if even talk. He looks up at you briefly, his tired eyes filled with frustration. It's not that easy, my dear wife. He says, his voice laced with sarcastic ash that makes your chest tighten. You lower your gaze, feeling the weight of his disappointment as he continues. But I have filed a case against them for fraudulently taking my signatures. Let's see what happens. Your eyes widen slightly with a glimmer of hope. Do we have a chance to win? Jungkook? He exhales heavily, rubbing the back of his neck. I don't know. I need to hire a good lawyer for that, and those don't come cheap. Your heart sinks as he holds up his hand, the absence of his wedding ring. Clearly obvious. I saw my ring, but it is still not enough to cover the lawyer's fee. He admits, his voice tinged with bitterness. Plus, there's a rent for this hotel and our food expenses. The sight of his bare finger stabs at your heart. You force yourself to speak, your voice shaking. Jungkook, please don't stress. It's not good for your health. His cups, his frustration bubbling over. Oh, really? Then who should stress wine? You or that Hana? Your breath catches and you flinch at his words. It's me, you whisper, your voice trembling. It's all because of me, Jungkook. I will fix everything. It is my responsibility. He chuckles darkly, leaning back against the bed frame. And how exactly do you plan to do that? My beautiful but brainless wife, he taunts. You swallow hard, your voice barely a whisper. I'm not brainless, Jungkook. I have a degree. I'll get a job and pay the lawyer fee. His laugh is bitter. No one will give you a job, but why? I have a good marks. You protest, your voice rising slightly. Jungkook shakes his head, his expression turns. But you are the wife of John Jungkook. No company will hire you. They are all my competitors or enemies. They would rather watch us suffer than lend a hand. Your lips quiver, but you refuse to back down. But enough, he interrupts firmly. I'll handle it. Don't think too much. It's not good for your little brain. You bite your lip, tears swelling in your eyes. Please stop taunting me, Jungkook. I'm just trying to help my husband. He sighs dramatically. If you really want to help, don't do anything. That would be the greatest help. His sarcasm stings, but you have no response. You nod weakly, whispering, okay, Jungkook, please. He argues an eyebrow. You want to dare do something? You nod eagerly, hopeful that he will let you to contribute. Then orders me some food. I'm starving, he says nonchalantly before heading to the bathroom. After eating, Jungkook falls asleep quickly. His exhaustion is evident, though he hasn't yelled at you like he did the previous day. His every sentence is laced with taunts. Each word cuts deeply, but you stay quiet, knowing you deserve it to be continued.